Hey there, guys. Video Psych here. This is going to be obviously my last video this year, and it was going to be a different video. It was going to be about love dolls, but I I just didn't have the time to finish that one. I have a whole list of videos that have been waiting for at least a month, if not longer, to be done. But this holiday season's just been crap. But of course, moving on from that. I just want to talk at least a little bit about this. I don't have a lot of time. It's again been really busy lately. That and yeah, being sick and all that. But yeah. So, God, I already need a drink. I need to take a cough drop just so I can talk. But so yeah, I always chat with people who seem to be having a hard time. I've talked to plenty of people who are basically just emotional baggage, etc. And of course, pretty much the same thing with all of them. That I would say, for the most part, they have in common is that they always just seem to think that they're alone. Like what they go through is, either more than what everybody else is going through, or they're the only one going through it. And I was at a Christmas party at one point, and this one person, this is pretty recent, just couldn't stop talking about what had happened to them in the past. And the thing is, of course, I would never come up to anybody and tell them to get over it. I mean, I might say it kind of in a way, but like the thing is, you also have to have patience with yourself and everybody else around you. And coming to terms with something that has happened to you could take years. It could take there are things that some people have never gotten over, and of course it's not really for anybody to judge why they aren't completely over it yet sometimes. I mean, shit, I even met one time this one World War I veteran actually when I was a teenager, and he talked about himself having dreams about his friends dying when a bomb hit the ground one time, and which happened in real life. And he said he still dreams about it to this. He still dreamed about it to that day. Of course, there's very few World War One veterans around anymore, and so I was pretty lucky to even meet one. you know, I mean, well, how many is there like in Iowa right now? Like one, maybe two. I mean, probably one. I mean, geez, there's very few even World War II veterans left over. But anyway, the point is, you know, of course, coming to terms with something doesn't always necessarily mean you should feel good about it or what happened to you was good. But, you also have to come to the terms with, the fact that, this happened to you. And, you kind of also have to just live with that, that this happened to you. But the good news is that, you can live with that. You can overcome that in a sense that you can keep on moving on. And I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but ah, God, but like, I mean, just like the fact that, it's not necessarily about even just getting over it completely, it's about surviving. To me, it's about, you know, something like this has happened to me, but yet I'm still around. I managed to beat the fact that this happened to me, is basically what I'm trying to say. That I am a yeah, survivor. God, this cough drop. 1 second. Hello. And it's kind of hard to say because there's just so many different ways of looking at it, really. But that's just how I've managed to live with the things that have happened to me over time. Just like the way that people used to, for some reason, used to harass me or bully me in the past, or the woman that I used to know in the Christian school that used to be abusive just for whatever stupid ass reason. But the thing is, everybody is hurting in some manner when you really think about it. At least almost everybody, really. But, it's not just you that's hurting, it's pretty much almost everybody, really, in some manner. Now, not everybody might, let's say, be mentally ill or have attitude issues. It's a lot more attitude issues nowadays than being mentally ill, but of course, mental illness will always be there. And, these people always sometimes not want help, and that's just fine. If they want to do it for themselves, that's of course fine, you know. But the thing is, these are very complicated issues. And if you want to deal with these on your own and you don't want any help, well, you might want to figure something out, and this is something that isn't just going to go away. I mean, I was even once mentally ill myself, and I used to think that everybody was after me because, like I said, lots of people used to just boss me around, except for maybe a select few people. I used to think that people were like after me. But, it's just the thing is, one thing is that, people used to just see me as this easily, you know, people used to just see me as this person that could easily be taken advantage of. I mean, of course, eventually I would prove them that they are wrong about me being easily able to take advantage of. Then I was probably a lot kind of smarter than I looked. But, you know, that's just the thing, though. If people think that they could get something out of taking advantage of you, that's just what they'll do sometimes. And, people can be really, 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 really selfish. Sometimes they can be really selfish and greedy. And the only thing about them is that they just haven't, the only good thing about them is their appearance. And that's really it. And you really do have to watch yourself, of course. Everybody has to watch themselves, it seems like, pretty much, really. But, god damn. Might as well just wipe my nose off more before making this video. Sorry about that. But, yeah, the point is, of course, it's just not, how should I say this? It's not all downhill. How should I say? And for instance, I guess I'll just bring this out while I'm at it. Like my uncle and my aunt losing my cousin and their son. And I had known this guy for a long time. I had been, hanging out with him since I was a kid, damn near as far back as I could remember, really. And in 2020, he died. And just recently, my Uncle Merv and my Aunt Tiffany, they've been starting to, finally do jokes again. They've been, and laugh sometimes. Because for at least a year or two there, I was kind of noticing that, that their laughter had gone away, basically. And, it's kind of hard to make them smile. But, earlier this year, I noticed that, their laughter has come back and, they joke around more sometimes. And of course, like I said before, of course, they're never going to feel good about my cousin dying, their son. And I was shocked too for a while there. In fact, for a while, I seriously didn't even believe that he was dead for like a year at least. But, it was just shocking. And he was kind of a bit younger than me, but they have at least come to terms with the fact that, he's dead. And although, of course, they'll never feel good about it, they have to live with the fact that he is dead. But, their other kids are also still around. And they have to also be there for those other kids sometimes, when they need help, sometimes maybe. And, the rest of the family. And, we have to kind of move on with the fact that he is gone. And that's just kind of how it is. If we're going to keep on living, that's just how it is. And it's kind of the same with a lot of things that has happened to you in the past. You don't have to feel good about what happened in the past. Of course, that would just be ridiculous. But you have to have some kind of middle ground where it's like, okay, this happened to me, but at the same time, in the end, I'm okay. Just like how nowadays I'm actually in a lot of ways better than when I was a kid. I mean, I should have had like the perfect childhood. I had a really good childhood, but my teen years just fucking sucked ass. I don't know about you guys. They really sucked ass. They really sucked. High school sucked. And it's more than just high school, of course. There's a lot of things that sucked at that time. A lot of weird shit going on. But you realize the fact that when you see the real world, that the real world is just nuts. It is just nuts. Even the people that think they're normal are nuts. It's just funny. I mean, you have all these people over here that think that everybody's supposed to be like them and that they're like perfect. And then you have all these people over here being taken advantage of and hate the people that think that everybody needs to be like them. But that's just one example. I mean, there's, I would say, maybe different examples and groups that I've met over the years. It really is just a wild ride. Seeing all these damn things, seeing all these weird things, seeing all that happened in 2020, seeing all the things that happened during 9/11. And afterwards, man, that really was a long war, wasn't it? After 9/11, they went to Iraq, and it's like they just kept on fighting for God knows how long. And over what? I mean, and even when Osama bin Laden was dead, they just kept on fighting because they're trying to change that area, but at the same time, the area didn't want to change. And next thing you knew, that people in that area were even shooting at U.S. troops. I mean, it's just wild. It's wild, when you try to help people, but then sometimes, again, people just don't want help. It's like, we're doing just fine. Just leave us the fuck alone. You're just fucking us up. But, I digress. But yeah, every now and then I always meet these people. They are just emotional baggage or they have a mental illness. They won't stop talking about the shit that's happened to them. And I understand that you need somebody to talk to. But when you go to a Christmas party full of strangers who are just trying to have fun and get through the holiday season like me, and obviously many others, I mean, shit, when I was a kid, I used to love the holiday season. I mean, geez, the holiday season was fun. But nowadays, of course, since I'm grown up, I'm one of the people doing all this extra work on the holiday season for ads and, seeing family and all this bullshit, cooking, cleaning. And man, it really is a lot of work. I gotta say, fun is the thing that creates the most work. And when you get to these holidays, you do have fun on the holidays when they do arrive, but damn, beforehand, it's a lot of fucking work. And then the people picking up the trash afterwards, I fucking feel sorry for because that's gotta be a lot of fucking trash to pick up after. I gotta say. I mean, excuse me. But yeah, man. Yeah, the holidays are just not like I think they used to be. It's just funny. Sorry about that coughing. But anyway, at that point, I guess I'll just end the video. But yeah, just try to keep in a positive mind. Of course, being in a positive mind isn't always the easiest thing, especially when you get into that kind of dark side of your mind. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I was going to say one more thing. By the way, I've been seeing lately that people have been saying shit on my on my channel that in the comments they're just all like, "Don't let people get to you, man." Like they're again giving me advice. Th- Look, I'm fine. I'm not letting people in the comments and what they say get to me. And I know there are plenty of times when people are screwing around. But here's the thing, there are plenty of times when people actually do mean what they say, even if it does sound ridiculous sometimes. Take it from me. Like, especially the time when those incels were on my channel placing their comments in the comments, they actually did mean that shit. They actually did mean that. And I've met plenty of people actually in the past with mental illness, and maybe occasionally still do to this day. And and again, yeah, definitely many people with attitude issues that I've met over the years. Many, many, many people. You aren't the only person with issues. Everybody has them. But again, yeah, I'm doing just fine. And especially all the people that are saying shit like, don't let people get to you. I've been deleting those comments lately because I don't need this kind of advice. And I don't need people down watching these videos thinking, oh, I could just lay down another shitty comment to this person and get to them. No, I'm doing just fine. And I will delete your comment if I seriously do know that you're trying to get to me. Because I just do not deal with that kind of bullshit. I'm an adult now, and I do not deal with childish bullshit. With that being said, I'll see you guys later. Bye.